Every week, a new band. Brought to you by NZ On Air. Active Life! Yeah.
Welcome to the collection. It greets with a blaze or a cup of tea. Like a queen or the Mecca. Stick around, it gets better till infinity. Scratching records. Don't damage my shit. What you doing, yo? Oh, that's the whack part. We got backs hard. If we don't eat, then homie, we ain't that hard. We stick to the basics. And double the shares, double the eye contact, and double the tears. If we're down with you, we share. Welcome to the idiot check. Welcome to the idiot check. That's right. I'm Ma. This is Winona, and we are Itty Bubbers. Bubbers. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. We better touch on these words that I have chosen. I'm going happy with the touch. I still got a lot of questions to offer, and I'm hoping for some action. But baby, my notes are just a fucking freshen. But yeah, we did it cruising down the line to remind you to take your time and recover these fragile lives. We mix it in with money, cause honey is out of line. I don't wanna waste these words to say obsessed. Keep on moving on with I'm on. I could be dated close to home. I'm dealing on my phone, just trying to solve the stone with my relations. It's a pain in the ass. But my lingering ass up here avoiding these tasks. So I wrote trio, so far kept the heart alive. But I needed a beat to keep and complement the rhyme. The story, the heat, Winona hit the button, bang, boom, complete. Winona. We can do that. Yeah. Hey. Show you we care. Take another look. Take another look. See you there. CP's complete. Unless there's some extra sneaky cheek. Like what? Idiot, check that shit. Idiot, check that shit. Idiot, check that shit. We can go there. Show you we care. This is how we show you we care. Take another look. Yeah. And see you here. The brother mix. Check.
Kia ora koutou katoa, kei te whakaranga mai koe ki te Radio Active FM, and today's active live session made with support from New Zealand On Air. I'm Amelia, and we're joined in studio by the powerhouses, Ma and Winona. How are you going this afternoon?
You all right?
Hi, yeah, good.
I was lucky enough to see you guys absolutely tear it up last night at Ones to Watch. Did you have a good night?
Yeah, we did actually.
Lots of fun, that set.
Yeah,
really
I was
good.
a bit moody before and just happened to come out quite well during the show. So
Good into the day. It was
it
really
works
strange.
sometimes.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh, awesome. And that performance last night and what we have on studio now is a little bit different from your full band performances like a Cuba Duper and other things like that. In fact, I feel like each time I've seen you play, it looks a little bit different. There's a different combo of people and equipment and things like that. How do you decide that? How does it change with each performance, and how does it change your experience and the outcome?
I guess it depends on like who's available,
Yeah.
Big one.
the fee, but also like what we want to play.
Yeah.
So it's like if we want to play something upbeat or start changing our sets or making it a bit more experimental, we get the band.
Okay, yeah. So what do you enjoy about when it's just the two of you? What do you feel like you can do in this setup?
We can do whatever we want.
We can do whatever we want. Yeah. There's a big, there's a real advantage with like me using like playing the track as well as scratching on it. Because it's when it's the band, I have the freedom to do whatever I want because I only have to use this part of it or like one sort of section of it. But when it's just us, it's like there's the two of us in control of the situation, which I think is it's a bit of an adrenaline rush.
Right.
Because you don't have all these people to like help back you up.
Yeah.
So there's pros and cons, definitely.
True. So what do you enjoy about when the full band is there? Is it a little bit more relaxing or?
Yeah, for me. But you still have to, Mar still has to rap and sing and do all the front fronting stuff. So.
Talking, the yarns.
Yeah, the yarns. I think it's really cool to be able to do a song that we've made digitally and have it be interpreted by so many different people.
True, yeah.
Because especially when we started using the band, some of the beats that I had made for our music that were then being interpreted by other people, that was like blowing my mind. I was like, I made this beat like on my laptop in my house, and now like 6 people are having their go at it. It's like really exciting.
Cool, yeah. Do you find that it changes now that you've or when you incorporate those other people? Is it different from what you'd expected?
Yeah, a lot of the sounds sound different,
Yeah.
but it's a bit more funkier. There's always like a different kind of genre that's tapping into our hip hop beats, which is me.
More fusion.
Yeah, and during rehearsals, we've been opening the floor to everyone just chuck in whatever you got, my G.
Yeah, trying.
You're
anything.
a pro. I want to hear you.
Yeah,
The demo was a demo.
for sure.
Awesome. So what does that full lineup look like, the people who aren't here today?
So we got Taranaki, aka Nabo, on the bass. We've got Hikurangi on the drums.
Mm.
We've got Luisa on the horns.
One section.
We got Maioha on the guitar.
Guitar.
We got Insa on percussion.
Cat. On
And we
keys.
got Cat Lil on keys.
Oh.
Homie and WYNONA on the decks. And Ma for the yarns.
Quite a large group. So,
Yeah, I can see why they're not all here in studio today.
Yeah,
It
this
would be a
little room.
little bit different. What do you enjoy about, like, because obviously when you've got all them there, you're on a much bigger stage, you've got more space, and that's different to those more intimate gigs like at San Fran last night or even here now. Which, do you have a preference?
Nah, I think it all scares me.
Yeah, it's all the
It's
same
just I gotta do
terrifying
in front
task.
of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Terrifying.
speaking of terrifying things you do in front of people, do you want to play another song for us?
We'd love to.
This next song's called Kota. Yeah. The mess, the grind, the forger, the never home for the wife and the daughter, the too busy being right. The old school dust loving headquarters, headmasters with the head attitude. Tighten your grip when their memories acting rude. Straighten your tie once you're done, see it too. When your whip skies lie family through, you've bruised too many generations. That's school, a place you sought to when they had no rules. Correct pronunciation is spoon. They had no money for clothes, books, or food. You stretched the doubts and covered up for the bases. Never forget, your education was racist. My grandparents and parents had to face it. Let alone go home and never ever say shit. Now say why. Now say why. Hey, take a seat. Your nannies are talking. I know it's boring, but baby, it's important. Sit down, Margie. Hey, or be in the kitchen, doing the dishes. Switch positions, cause the real talking's in the motherfucking Kota. It's the clean version. Take a seat, your nannies are talking. I know it's boring, but baby, it's important. Or be in the kitchen, doing the dishes. Switch positions, cause the real talking's in the motherfucking Kota. Yeah. Always awake at the crack of dawn. Scrawny little, soft feet and thick logs. Burdened by the richness of skin that they got. So they did what you said, they tried to clean it off. But it wasn't just the pigment that became the problem. The land, the language, history, and their spawns did now affected till they figured out the causes. This was for the generations here that made me. Yeah, this one for my tupuna. Yeah, that made me. Hey, this one's for the generations here that made me. Thank you. Yeah, this one for my tupuna. Yeah, that made me. What? Hey, take a seat. Your nannies are talking. I know it's boring, but baby, it's important. or be in the kitchen doing the dishes. Switch positions, cause the real talking's in the motherfucking quota. Do your dishes, take a seat, sir. Your nannies are talking. I know it's boring, but baby, it's important. Yeah, or be in the kitchen doing the dishes. Switch positions, cause the real talking's in the motherfucking quota. Yeah. Hey, whoop. Che.
Thank you.
No Mai Hoke Mai Kite active live with Ma and Winona. I'm so glad you played that song. I absolutely love it.
Thanks.
And it's not your only song about the kitchen. Do you have like a particular affinity with cooking, the dishes? I don't know.
Damn, yeah, it is coming out like that now, eh? Gotta find more
Kitchen
content.
floor.
Nah, but like Kaya's life,
Mm.
being able to clean up after yourself is life. If you can't do that, you're gonna be useless at life.
Basis.
So yeah, it's just the base and the way that I kind of do my things. So if I'm eating well, sleeping well, cleaning up my house, I'm gonna be having a good day or a good week.
True.
So I try and preach that as much as possible. Just the basics, eh?
Basics. Life
Yeah.
basics.
For sure. And it makes a huge difference. What are some other things like that you like to draw into your music?
Sleep.
Lots of sleep.
Gotta have sleep. If I don't have a sleep, then I'll be cranky. Yeah.
Sleep and food. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, important stuff. And you've been doing a lot of huge performances and tours across the past few months, like touring with Tom Scott and opening for Cypress Hill and Ice Cube. That's obviously a lot of stuff. Is there some way that you balance that kind of, high active lifestyle with?
Well, for the tour that we did at the end of last year, I think a lot of it has to do, I'm bringing up basics again, but yeah, it's like taking care of yourself. And if you're going to be really busy, it's like the next day has to be like chill, or you have to like let your brain. That's just how I work, because I'm like, I need to ground myself through these things. But ironically, it's like listening to music makes me feel more relaxed. But when we're busy, we're still listening constantly to music. So yeah, you got to power through. And then once you're done with something like opening for a whole tour, you got to like really chill or like make yourself relax. For me.
100%.
Anyway.
Yeah, and interesting to bring that up because I use music to relax, but then it's not what I do all the time. How do you balance that? And like, obviously you'll have influences and stuff that do you listen to them a lot more when you're creating music or less to get distance?
I'm pretty random, man.
Me too.
I feel like if I have a structure, my whole life I'm not very structured. The only structure I have is my Waikai Mois. But everything else needs to just come randomly. So
Yeah.
if I have too much, then I feel like I'll put myself in a box and not really be able to make a triangle. You know what I mean?
Make a triangle. For sure.
I think I get the metaphor.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Ruminate on that one, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like with your music as well, because it does really flow and it's in the best ways all over the place, unpredictable. And if you were structured, you couldn't do that, I guess. Are there particular inspirations that you draw on regularly, do you find?
I'm been asked this question again recently, and I always am unprepared. I think when it comes to producing, and the Mad Lib's probably the one I go to the most, and Jay Dilla, just people who go into record stores and dig endlessly, make beats. It's like all they do, and like the classic big DJs of like the late 90s and early 2000s are probably mine for this stuff especially. Yeah. What about you?
I listen to a lot of Electric Bar Hustle when I'm producing.
True.
Listen to a lot of Trinity Roots when I'm writing, seeing how many ums and ahs and I can chuck into a song, and that will work. Yeah, that's all I can think of at the top of my head.
Yeah, creating that atmosphere of a song. That's really cool. How did this collaboration of the two of you start, this project in particular?
We met while working on a theatre show called Ngā Rorirori, and we were approached to do the music for the show because there's lots of music in it. So we shared half of it. So we met on Zoom for the first time.
Crazy.
And we had to sort of cross-reference our music to make sure it was all working together, and one of the songs we had to make together. So as we sort of went on making music for the theatre show, we were just like, oh, we could just do this again and keep doing it. And a lot of the music that was used in the show, well, all of the music that was used in the show, all of the EP was music that was used in the theatre show. So it's stuff we've been evolving and manipulating over quite a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. How has that evolution taken place over the past, like coming up to this EP? Has your process of working together changed at all, or is it just instant, worked out from the beginning?
I think it's changed. I think we've like approached a point that works really easily.
Yeah.
I think definitely me being involved in Mars music as a DJ and in his live performances has like developed my sense of like, I'm just talking about you like you're like not right here, but like your like sense of like what you want to make versus like how it sounds. I feel like we've got a good instinct of each other's like creative force. So like moving forward, I'm like, oh, if I make this beat, I'm like, oh, Ma would like this one.
I get first dibs on the beats.
Yeah, Ma gets first dibs on
Sorry, Roy.
my beats. Sorry, Roy, I'm watching.
Is that usually how it works? Like, does one of you bring something forward and then you just work off what the other person gave you?
It'll be like we're rehearsing for a show,
Yeah.
and then we have a break from rehearsals and just start freestyling. And then Winona will just be like, oh, I've got some beats, by the way, that are just stashed.
I'll just play them like no big deal.
And then he plays them, and then I'm just like, what the
We have to.
Now I have to write.
Now I have to write no more music.
Oh, okay, let's go. So that's how we've been evolving
Yeah,
recently.
pretty much. Yeah, that's like been the blueprint.
That sounds like lots of fun.
It is pretty fun.
It's pretty
I'm
fun, yeah.
trash at freestyling. He's the freestyler.
I refuse to accept that I'm good at it. No one's allowed to hear it. Let's put it that way.
But yeah, I'm learning a lot from this man.
Yes, and as much as I am learning from Ma as well.
Amazing. Well, would you like to play another song for us?
Absolutely.
Yeah, this song's called So Fine. Bit of a love song. Yeah. So good. So good. So good. We could. We should. If you would be hanging around with me. Yeah. You're so fine. My time. Your time, but let's not waste no time. No. Playing it cool. Let's just stop for a sec. Let me get a good look at the person that I'm messing with. See the imperfections. When we undressing, I'm feeling blessed in your presence. But when we're making love, or even if we just wanna, or a little hug, come and give it up. Do you like drugs, baby? Do you like hugs? Cause I've been feeling we don't want no melodrama. We just choose to cruise, we in the run. I'm the fire, you there for making love, but smells like summer, tastes like. What can I say? These connections are an on. I wanna be the reasons you don't need to go to France. If you need to get away, get in my car. I don't wanna take your breath away. I want your heart, girl. Let's just start. We could, we should. If you would be hanging around with me. Yeah. You're so fine. My time, your time, but let's not waste no time. Oh,
Playing it cool.
playing the cool.
And yo, this beat is kind of
playing the cool. Yeah. Just a little bit about myself. Takes a little while to let the dog pour out, but I'll be there when the leaves fall out and the seeds from my trees start to sprout. Then I close one eye and I'll freak out, thinking I'm blind, but my eyes see out. I'm a unassigned third eye knockout, cause I've been living too long since my bird checked down. Man, headphones on now, I'm blasting in the car. Hit the pave on, just gazing at the stars. Been blazing up the clouds, fucking raising on my arms. Been defeating back to Mars, this is my memoirs. It's a pretty simple living symbolism in effect. I'm the artist and the builder and the architect. Can't forget, I'm a direct descent from the trees and the bees, mountain ranges and the seas. We should, if you would keep hanging around with me. Yeah. You're so fine, my time, your time, but let's not waste no time. No, playing the cool, ain't none of this playing it cool, man. We should, if you would keep hanging around with me. Yeah. You're so fine, my time, your time, but let's not waste no time. No, playing the cool, yeah. Cause you got it going on, like on and on and on, yeah. Like on and on and on, yeah. Hey, sing it to me, hey, what? Cause you got it going on, like on and on and on, yeah. Like on and on and on, yeah. Hey, sing it to me, girl, you got to be so fine. Got to be, yeah. Oh, hey, yeah, so fine. So good.
Welcome back to Active Live with Ma and Winona. Another incredible track. Thank you. So coming up shortly, you have a gig next week.
Yeah.
The Neptune's Mega Little Return of the Millennium. Are you looking forward to it?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
The hottest lineup ever.
The coolest lineup.
Yeah, very excited.
Very
excited.
honoured. Yeah.
It does look really exciting. How did you get involved with Neptune's Collective?
Lexi. It's my G, yeah. Lexi hit me up and asked if we wanted to jump on, and I was like, of course. Yes, thank you.
Amazing. And you maybe have an EP coming out eventually?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
We do.
We are the build-ups of Doom.
Yes.
We've been promising everyone almost every gig that it's coming.
It's coming.
But we're doing this out of our own pocket and out of our own time and energy, so it's not the main priority. It's our side hustle. So
Side hustle.
I do think it will be end of May.
I would
beginning
say
of
end
June,
of May. Surely.
before winter.
Absolutely before July. Before mid-June.
We'll go for that at the moment.
Yes. Yeah. It's just
Okay, great.
it's taken a long time. It needs some rumination. And I think the songs are getting better every time we adjust them. So we just want it to be the best it can be.
Yeah.
well.
Is there, like, what is it that you're waiting for? Or is it really just that, you know, it's not quite right, or that every time you do make it a little bit better and you're like, well, then we could make it even better.
I think it's just that it has been not quite right, but the actions we need to take to make it right have been delayed by just other things, you know, life stuff,
Yeah.
other
that's
commitments,
true.
pretty much.
Well, it sounds, what you're playing right now sounds awesome. So it's only going to be way cooler when it's released to listen to anytime, any place. But for listeners, they can listen to this anytime, any place when it's released by the live stream this evening with an awesome little video to go along with it. You guys look great in the booth.
Thank you.
So should we leave it there? Do you want to leave us with one last track for the afternoon?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
leave with one
track.
more.
It's our attempt at a house track. It's the the last track of our EP, and it was the first track we made together.
Ever made, yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Kia ora, that was none other than Ma and Winona live in studio for an active live session made with New Zealand on air. You can catch them next Friday at Moon Bar. I've been Amidia. Ka kite.
Active Live. Friday, 3:30. Every week a new band. In studio. Brought to you by NZ On Air.